Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
My name is Sheila Mutegaya. Yeah, I'm a graduate at Makerere University Business School, Mbarara campus, and I was the former financial controller. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
A very good morning to you all. My name is Isaac Mugume, a lecturer at Makerere University Business School, Mbarara campus, and a former tax society president. I graduated with Bachelor of Commerce, Finance option. Thank you.
Wow, asante sana. We are honored to have you, sir. Okay.
Thank you. A good morning to you. Atukunda Hosea, my name's former finance secretary, Kabale University.
Welcome. Which course?
Social work.
Okay.
Thank you, MC. Protocol observed. Good morning to everyone.
Good morning.
My name is Agmenaito Noman. I'm a lawyer by profession, and I'm the former president, Bishop Stewart University Bishop Stewart University Tax Society.
Okay. Were you also the president of the Law Society?
I was the vice president.
Ah, okay. I could see that. All right, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning, sir.
Asobora Moses is my name. Bachelor of Science, Information Technology, year 3. I'm the publicity secretary, Gozi chapter.
You're welcome, sir.
Protocol observed. A good morning to you all.
Good morning.
Ronald Nwagab is my name, pursuing a bachelor's degree in accounting and finance, Barra University of Science and Technology, and I'm the finance secretary, tax society at MAST.
Okay, you're welcome.
Good morning, all. Wilbert Inumwa is my name. Doing law at UCU. I'm the current president.
You're welcome, sir.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning.
My name is Mugisha William from Muni University, Arua. I'm pursuing a bachelor's degree of business administration and management, accounting and finance. I am the publicity secretary for the Muni University Tax Society. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
I was the elected and the acting president, so I have a right of saying His Excellency Valentine Ofono of the Tax Society, Uganda Matters University, Mbale campus. I'm pursuing a diploma in computer science and information technology. I'm in my final year. Thank you.
I see this room is full of so many politicians, eh? How people introduce themselves. We see probably out of this tax society we will have several MPs and other leaders in this country. Kudos.
Okay. Good morning to you all.
Good morning.
Protocol observed. I am Ajunadan, publicity secretary, Prime University of Science and Technology. I am in second year doing business administration.
Good. Thank you. Yes, please.
All protocol observed. I'm Dan Mark Mutebi from Uganda Matters University, doing a Bachelor's of Science in IT. I'm the publication secretary of the society. I'm humbled to be here.
Yes, sir. Do you have passion in music?
I do.
Ah, okay. Good.
Thank you.
Please.
All protocol observed. I'm Waiswa Joel Mark from Mobs Ginger campus. I'm the former publicity and the current finance secretary. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. You're welcome.
I'm pursuing the bachelor's in commerce. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome. Let's carry on.
Good morning to you all.
Good morning.
My name is Namdo Slavia from Muni University, doing BBA, Accounting and Finance option. I'm the financial controller.
Financial controller. You're
Good
welcome.
morning to you all.
Good morning, sir.
Aula Mwaga, graduate, Bachelor's of Law, was a Vice President, IUIU.
Awesome.
Bali.
You're welcome.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning.
My name is Namale Joanta from Muni University. I'm pursuing a bachelor's degree in nursing science, and I'm the president, Muni University Tax Society.
Okay.
Morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir.
I'm Arinda Joshua, Makerere University. I'm the financial secretary. I do industrial livestock and business.
Okay. So we have financial controllers, financial secretaries. Okay, that's good.
Good morning. My name is Mukasa Benjamin Kabuza, and I'm called Junior from Bara University of Science and Technology, pursuing bachelor's degree in pharmaceutical sciences. I'm a pharmaceutical scientist year 2, General Secretary, Tax Society.
You're welcome, sir.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
My name is Ampira Priscilla, a student of Uganda Matters University, Nkozi campus, doing economics and statistics, and I'm the finance secretary at STACE.
You're welcome, you're welcome. Economics and statistics.
Hello, my name is Simon Junju, a graduate with Bachelor of Science Information Technology from Uganda Matters University, and I was the publicity. Guys, it's a pleasure being here with you.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I'm Hilda Namirimu from Uganda Matters University, Ruaga campus. I'm doing a bachelor's degree in business administration and management, specializing in accounting, and I'm the president, Tax Society.
Awesome. You're welcome.
Morning, colleagues.
Morning.
My name is Hamid Kezala, President Emeritus IUIU Tax Society, a graduate with Bachelor's of Laws, and I'm pursuing my postgraduate diploma at the LDC. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
Hello, everyone. My name is Fortunate Orishaba from Mountains of the Moon University, Fort Portal, pursuing bachelor's degree in banking and development finance, and finance secretary. Thank you so much.
Awesome. You're welcome. Okay, let's proceed.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
My name is Virunji Esther from Chambogo University. I'm doing a bachelor's degree in procurement and logistics management. I'm the current treasurer, Tax Society.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, let's carry on.
Hello.
Hello.
My name is Birunji Julian, graduate economics and statistics, Chambogo University.
Okay, now it makes sense why. Okay. All right.
All protocol observed. Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Aine Babazi Martha, outgoing president, Chambogo University Tax Society. I'm a graduate of economics and statistics.
Awesome. You're welcome, Martha.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Adikin Rachel is my name. Former treasurer, Mtesa Royal University. A graduate in business management. Yeah.
Okay, you're welcome. You're welcome. Right.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
My name is Daphne Nabatanzi, former president, Mtesa Royal University. I'm a professional journalist.
That suits you, and you're welcome.
Boro from Uganda Matters University, Bale campus, doing diploma in business admin and management. I'm the treasurer. Thank you.
You're welcome, Madam Treasurer. Okay,
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
My name is Collins Mwebembezi from Uganda Matters University, and I am an accountant by profession.
Okay, you're welcome.
Yes, protocol observed. My name is Kahindi Joseph. I'm the president KIU Tax Society. Yeah, I'm doing Bachelor's of Business Administration. I'm happy to be here.
Well, KIU which campus?
Main campus, Kansanga.
Kansanga. Is it the practice that the main campus, you just call it KIU?
Of course.
So if you're from Ishaka, you say KIU, Ishaka. Then
right.
Kansanga, you don't add the Kansanga.
You don't add.
Okay, you're welcome. You're welcome. Is there any new? Okay.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I'm Kongai Angela, outgoing president, Uganda Matters University Rubaga campus.
Okay, we know Angela, do we? We all know her? We do?
Did any of you get a phone call by someone called Angela somewhere? I'm the one.
Yeah, someone said she's Mama Angela. Eh? Good. Okay. Is there anyone who didn't introduce themselves besides our high table here? Okay, let me ask something. Do we know each other right now? Do we know each other? Okay. Do you know your next neighbor on the right? Do you know them? Thankfully, I don't have a neighbor on the right. So I'm going to... Do we know them now? Please find out their names. I really want you to make friends out of this engagement. If anything, the least you are going to get out of this place is a friend. The least. There's more to that. There's more to this engagement, but the least you're going to get out is a friend. Do you know them? Do you know them? Do you know your neighbor on the left? You know them? Awesome. I want to trust you, but maybe in a few minutes I'll come and tell you to tell me your neighbor's name. All right. You're welcome to Year A. We appreciate your presence as leaders. I know that leadership is a sacrifice. You offer yourself to serve. And we appreciate that as a tax society and as Year A. And I've heard that we have, several professions. I've had journalists, lawyers, engineers, economists, accountants. So this is a good thing. This is a good thing to have every one of us here in Year A. The mandate to collect taxes needs everyone. Okay? It needs everyone. You have to be you can be an engineer and a good tax collector. So tax collectors, we are everyone. Everyone in this country is supposed to be a tax collector. Okay? And our goal is for us to, ensure that people are paying their taxes. All right? Okay, so with that, we're going to proceed with our program. And did I introduce myself? No, I didn't. Okay, my name is Samuel Mulenzi. I was once seated there where you are. I was from Tax Society, Chambogo, the very first time I sat in this hall. And I was the president, the pioneer president of Chambogo University. And I have since joined URA as an employee. And we are a couple of us who were from this kind of meeting. And we joined as employees later. You'll get to know that about later. So please, feel at home. I am one of you, okay? And we are all together. We are developing Uganda. Developing Uganda. What is our theme as a tax society in universities? Yes, please, Madam President.
As the tax
Patriots, our theme is that nurturing a tax alert generation.
Awesome. So we are nurturing a tax alert. A tax alert. I want to hear you. We are nurturing a tax alert generation. Okay? We all know we are a huge force as a generation. So if we participate, we are going to nurture a tax alert generation. Okay? And I see most of you are outgoing leaders, so you are going out there to spread this gospel. Okay, right about now, I want to take this opportunity to welcome our supervisor, tax education, to come and give us his remarks, to welcome us, and to make us feel at home. Ladies and gentlemen, let's join our hands and welcome Mr. Isaac Jagenda. Aaron, let's asante sana. Karibu sana. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you so much, Sam. Isaac Jagenda is my name. I'm just going to give a brief opening remark, and then we'll proceed through the program. Today is not a day of speeches, but we have come to interact. First and foremost, I would like to welcome you to Uganda Revenue Authority. Thank you for coming. You guys are all smart. I don't know. Yes, so you must have had some, adequate preparation before today. So mine is to welcome you and also to take this opportunity to recognize our dear patrons. Dr. Frederick, Mr. Musisi, Ibrahim, and also Dr. Henry Mugisha. You're very welcome to Uganda Revenue Authority. Would like to appreciate our patrons for being there for us, for making sure they give us that strategic guidance, and for touching base and making sure that we are active. Now, in a special way, I want to also recognize our MCs who have done a good job so far. Sam he was once like you, eh? He's an alumnus of these societies, and you can really see the good things that the tax society can really do. Also Moses was here in the morning. He was also part of the tax society fraternity. And I'm so happy really to see you guys here. I have been watching and monitoring what has been happening. The energy has been really much, especially as we geared up to this day. And I want to thank you for that enthusiasm. Clap for yourselves. Today, the 28th of April, is the day we have our University Tax Society Leaders Annual General Meeting. It doubles both as a handover, but also that annual engagement where we really come together to discuss and ponder on quite a number of things, give ourselves, renew our energies, and then be able to see how we can we can all move in one direction. And today the theme is very clear. We are nurturing a tax alert generation through patriotic and professional leadership. And in this theme, when you look at it, it's basically, it has this very direct linkage to the URA core values. One of our core values is patriotism. And patriotism is something very, very important for us as tax society leaders in whatever we do. We are not paying you guys a salary, okay? But whatever you're doing is really pushing the national agenda forward, okay? Because our role as Uganda Revenue Authority is to mobilize resources for the development of this country, okay? You're having a budget which stands at around 48 trillion, but only half of that is being financed by domestic revenue. So it literally means there's a lot of work that we have to do. How do we cover that financing gap? It is by making sure that, first of all, people know what taxes they must pay, they pay them on time, and we also look out for those that have not yet joined us so that we can be able to fully finance our budget. Now, all that cannot be done without having all the stakeholders, the relevant stakeholders on board. That is why we have you. You are our partners, you are our ambassadors, okay? We are depending on you and we are relying on you to ensure that our younger generation gets the message of tax compliance. Your fellow students who are at the university, those who are still there, and some of you who have gone out in the field already, this message needs to continue to spread so that we can build a tax alert generation. So, briefly, those are my remarks. I will not take so much of your time, but I want to thank you for making it here. In a special way, I also want to thank the members who are online, who are watching us. We thank you for sparing some time amidst the distractions. I know what it means to be on an online meeting. Sometimes background noise and all those other things, network interruptions. But we want to thank you for being with us. And we wish you very fruitful deliberations. At this juncture, I want to take the opportunity to invite Michael to come and take us through the next session. He's going to break down those other things that I have not talked about. So, Michael, you're welcome.
Thank you very much, Isaac. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. I'm Michael Masembe. I am here first to extend our gratitude on behalf of the URA for your commitment to this. You are not paid to do this. I think we all appreciate that. You are not paid. As students in universities, as recent graduates, I appreciate the many challenges that we have. I have always told people during my time at university, there wasn't so much time that I could dedicate to an activity that may not necessarily contribute to my CGPA. And I dedicate time the way you are dedicating time to this. So I want to really appreciate you and thank you for the commitment. Our Assistant Commissioner, Mr. Ibrahim Bossa, is unable to join us. He's in a meeting right now in Entebbe. There is some kind of echo in this, I don't know. He's with the government communicators across the country. You know, we have over 150 government agencies. I hope you appreciate that. Ministries, these commissions, these agencies, and there have been studies. Government is the biggest big businessman in any country, the biggest spender in any country, unless your economy is something else. But government is the biggest spender. And in this study, someone was saying that while government does a lot, it is the worst at marketing itself and what it does. Are you with me here? It spends a lot on something, and it is only those people who go to that place that get to know how much money was spent on that particular thing. So as government institutions, we are turning the corner to being poor communicators on what we do into integral and synchronized communicators of what government is doing. So we have what we call the GCOF, the Government Communicators Forum. They are meeting in Entebbe to try and strategize on how best we can communicate on what government is doing. So he's not with us, but trust me, you're sitting in Sendaula Hall, the headquarters of URA. This is the URA Towers, and I think you know who Sendaula was. Do we know why this room is called Sendaula? Oh my God. Okay. Sendaula was the Minister of Finance, in whose regime, being an entity that sits under Ministry of Finance, in whose regime it was ideated that URA, the agency that collects government money to self-sustain, cannot be renting its headquarters. You get it? You know, it takes away a bit of your pride. You say you're the one driving the economy to independence, and you are a tenant. Okay? So it was ideated, and the minister pushed the idea that URA, to give confidence to Ugandans, must build its own home. And this room, this conference facility where we are seated to pave way for the next tax alert generation, the generation that is tax alert. It's where we sit. This is where our management executive committee sits, and so on. It's where we exchange ideas. These walls have had many, many wonderful ideas. Many of them have been operationalized, but we have a lot more that we can do. So Sendaula, our former Minister for Finance, gave back to this idea, and here we are. Still, in the same spirit, it was agreed that this building could not be built on donor money. I don't know whether you're with me. So this entire facility, as you see it, the billions that were used to build it were full taxpayers' money. So, and we call it taxpayers' money. And when I go anywhere and we try to do tax education and people say our money, I say, yes, your money. It is their money. This is Ugandan money, Ugandan citizens who paid to have these headquarters set up. So we appreciate, but you may wonder where my discussion is going. Ideas like this can only be pushed when people who know where the journey is leading us are the people actually leading us. Now, for me, I was listening to your introductions, and I wasn't listening to the titles of what you are doing now. I mean, I'm General Secretary Publicity. No. For me, the most interesting part was on the guys who have actually exited, the formats. You had a lecturer, you had a chemist, we have some teachers in the making. Are you with me? Now, any students who are going to sit in these people's classes will have the opportunity to be engaged by a teacher, by a lecturer who is very conversant with matters relating to tax. It hasn't been the case. It hasn't been the case. And the reason we are doing it mainly and starting at the university levels is because that is where we see a lot of exit. I mean, many people going out of university, the elite crop, the guys who are going to end up in parliament. You see, we had a guild contestant making introductions. Highly likely, the gentleman may end up into a parliamentary seat at one point in time, or if not bigger things. And you want him to know about tax. So for us, that is where we pitch. That is where we anchor the message and the mandate that tax societies need to push. It is not only inside the walls of URA. It is not only inside the walls of URA. So it is an idea that we started some more than 5 years ago, and we have seen ourselves grow. And within the message, as you know, tax, it's not a dear subject. Actually, the mere mention of tax can send shockwaves and shivers into some people. we've had very bad scenarios of tax. You visit a person and you tell them I'm from URA, and they are not pretending, but if they are not in a very good health management, pressure zirinya. You get it? The mere mention of still someone, the URA people there, we reach out with some of you guys. Okay? You see the tension that tax sends into one's body. Someone welcomes you smiling, thinking you're a customer, and when you say we are from URA, in a microsecond, the happy face turns grim. That is tax. That is tax. But then we know it is something that we need. So at whichever point you are, and at whatever position and role of service you are in, it is very, very important that you get to appreciate tax. So what have we been doing? You see, the biggest challenge that Uganda has is informality. Informality. Number two, everything rotates around informality. One of my leaders tends to use a line that a country can only tax the economy it has. If your people are fishermen, you tax fishing. If your people are entertainers, you tax entertainment. If your people are luxury service providers, you tax the sector as it is. Now, the country Uganda as we know it is broadly informal. And so we have to design a tax regime that approaches it in that way. And we need to work with many other actors to see that there is cross-cutting administration of tax fairly to all the people. So what is our role and what do we do in here as leaders? Supporting people to formalize. That informality, as we address it, we need also to help people to see the straight line in which they are supposed to be conducting their businesses. And then, if we are not to hide away from the current wave within the country, you see citizens are asking to see what their taxpayer money is doing. Do you live in Uganda? Are you seeing citizens asking to see what their money is doing? They are asking. They are not gullible. I usually say that is an quid pro quo definition of tax in the current kind of set of circumstances across the world does not apply. We must be seen to show what taxpayer money is doing. Engaged citizens and taxpayer morale. For you to have that, it is a result of showing what they have paid is doing. That is one. Two, to show that everybody is paying. I have received calls from areas where you have engaged and someone is not complaining that you're making me pay. No, they are saying you're making me pay, but why is my neighbor not paying? They are not saying I don't want to pay. But what they're saying is, why am I paying and my neighbor is not paying? Or why am I paying 400,000 and my neighbor, who is bigger than me, is only paying 100,000? Engagement. When you engage citizens, they get to understand and appreciate why they have to pay tax, what tax they have to pay. When they appreciate that, they get the motivation, the energy to pay. That's number three. And if you address all those, you get number four. They will pay. By the way, we are lucky that we are administering tax in an era when information is free-flowing. People know they have to pay tax, but they must find a reason why they should pay the tax. And that is the role, that is the mandate. As tax societies, you know, you're largely a youthful crop, and the country, Uganda, has largely beyond 70%. The people big on numbers. I had econometrics people and so on and so forth. But you know, over 70% of Uganda is youthful. And so if you are going to be in charge, what do? So within the segment where we see there is a lot of influence in the higher institutions of learning, we are looking at promoting tax literacy. I've been discussing with one of our patrons, and it is shared knowledge, and we have the appreciation that whichever discipline you do, be you a lawyer, be you a doctor, a farmer, or anything, you need to know about tax. Even when you don't have to pay tax, you need to know, because maybe there are questions that you ought to know that you do not know. And then with you, if we have set up structures to work with you, how do we deal with it? We must mobilize and coordinate programs within the student fraternity and even outside. For those that we've done work with, I think you've had your experiences. Personally, I've had the opportunity to work with the MOBS, Nakawa team, on some of the excursions. They have their experiences. I've not had the opportunity to travel beyond the works of our tax societies, beyond Kampala, because I'm so much tired. I think you've not even seen Isaac Jagenda, our supervisor. Our work locks us so much into coordination and the management part. But you've seen Andrew Chakonye, you've seen Angela Akongai, and you've seen the other people coming to you. It's a huge task, and that's not only the work that they do, it's in addition to the other work, but at least we will do our best to see that we coordinate and push these programs. I will specifically talk about the VITA program. The VITA program is equipping you as student leaders, because you know everything starts and falls on leadership. So we start with you leaders, and then the next people in your line. We are equipping you first so you appreciate and make a connection between what you learn in class and the experiences of the business communities around you. Use them to learn, but at the same time to hone your skill, to find yourself. If you've participated, now I'm not really closing a door on internship, but someone who has participated consecutive in a VITA program, and then you conduct outreach, you may learn more in regard to tax, the practice, than an internship opportunity may give you. I will tell you, I would like maybe someone to try internship. You try internship, and then you try VITA, and you gauge the two, the value, the learning, the practical learning, and the connection between your in-class and your in-field experiences, and you will see. The reason why we find the VITA important is it applies. We teach you the practical nuances of the tax administration. We have the thinking that the class gave you the theoretical, but at the same time, all this intersects in the field when you're meeting the taxpayer. How does the taxpayer understand this? And you get to engage with them and get feedback. You can't put a price on that. You cannot. I did internship. It was, when I think about it, it feels like 1,000 years ago. But I did internship. But when I was getting into my first job, It is my skills that I picked in internship that were selling me more than the name of the degree that I had. Are you with me? So when you do, you must first go crack the university degree. You're a leader, by the way. You get it? So you must set an example by excelling in class. I hope it still stands in university that before you stand for leadership, you must be doing well academically. Okay? That example you must set. That example you must set. But at the same time, to cultivate this becomes very, very important. The other is advice on tax policy. Advice on tax policy. Some of you are lawyers. Some of you are BComers. Some of you are business administration and so on. There are things you see that nobody else sees. There is some originality in your mind is clean, and you can see certain things in a certain way. When you ask me about certain things in URA, I may give you the response as we do it that way. But do you ever pause to ask why? Many people will just tell you it is like that, and you ask one to defend the position, and they will tell you it is the law, but it's the law, the defense, that really, what is the mind behind the law? Okay? So that is one thing that you have. I am saying that from experience, having been in the audience in one of the launchpad sessions at the UCU. I don't know how many years it were, but the guys had real ideas that could inform tax policies, and these were students who were yet to graduate for their first degree. So there is a lot in you that you can do, and for me, that is where I would like to invite you. So we move and rotate like that as URA. We give you the awareness as leaders, and our expectation is that you will not hold this or soak it and it rise inside you, but you will drip it into the people who look up to you as leaders. We create awareness within you, and you become the ambassador of tax, whether on the policy side, either on the administration side, or either in the practice side. Okay? And then we need to give you the empowerment. That is what the Vita does, to equip you with the skills to do it. I know some people in here can apply for a TIN in 5 minutes, can file a tax return, can register payment, can even advise a client. I am saying because I have seen. Okay? So that is what we need, that empowerment that you can assist. And then to nurture that the conduct, the behavior that you have is not incident, it is not by mistake. It should come as part of your values, and you carry it on going forward in your conduct of all matters. At present, how we do this is in a multiplicity, in many, many activities. We do online awareness. You attend these. I've been part of some of them. The tax debates and dialogues. After COVID, before COVID, we had many of these, but when convening physical beings became hard, we had to thin them a bit, but we are having them resurrected, and we want to do more of those. Youth training programs, even continuing. I remember Andrew told you about IFRIS. Yeah? Now IFRIS has changed. Within the past week, we have changed that system. And Andrew may not come back to train you. Are you with me? You must be able to visit the same platform and ask yourself, if in the old one we're doing it the other way, how could we be doing it in the new one? The question I will ask you is, someone who has been driving a Benz When they buy a BMW, do they go back for driving lessons? No. You must find your way. Yes, we'll do these youth training programs to give you updates, but we think we've started to switch you on to be able to carry on. I'm not pulling a switch off for the youth training activities, but I want to ask you to also try to discover on some of these systems. Essay competitions, an activity that we are planning on having, and then bazaars and clinics and workshops. So far, working with you through community-based outreach, I have seen the reports that have been shared. We have engaged over 3,000, close to 4,000 community members. I'm looking at this within a span of 3 years. 6 new tax societies. And then if you look at our online engagements, they have had 935 people in there. But overall, if we should look at the footprint of our tax societies right now, we're looking at around 26. We give tax material, we train people online, we register new members, but the biggest challenge that I see in these numbers is our limited footprint in the north. I don't know whether you see. We are so big in the central, because anyway, nearly every university has footprint in the central region. Okay? Nearly every university has footprint in the central region. But if you look at areas where we have the new cities, we have Gulu, it's a city. Arua, is Arua a city? We have Mbarara, we have Lira, we have Jinja. All those areas are big and they really need us too. Because the way they have been graduated, it has to correspond with the effort for revenue that we put in those areas. It is ripe for an opportunity for us to make headway, to make sure that there is compliance in those areas. We have gaps in business. Right now, the biggest sectors that are giving us revenue, we have manufacturing, I'll tell you. The biggest contributor is wholesale and retail. Wholesale and retail trade is the biggest earner of tax in Uganda. Then we have manufacturing coming in there, okay? Then we have the people in financial services and other sectors come down. So it means wholesale retail, which is, if I should say, the ubiquitous income earner and activity across, should be emphasized a lot. We have agriculture employing more people, but among the least contributors of tax. We have rental everywhere you see, even when you look outside these windows, you see apartments going into the skies, but there is little revenue that is coming out of those. Okay? So these are sectors that we are trying to touch, especially to see if there is revenue that we can get out of them. Why am I telling you that? As leaders, you need to know the focus areas for the Uganda Revenue Authority. The tax societies are the structures that represent the URA in your constituencies, and we invite you to understand where we are going. And I really think when our Assistant Commissioner comes in to give a brief, she will speak in the same breath. The challenges that we have as URA, the biggest challenges are human. They are not the laws, it is not the technology, it is not the processes. The challenges are human. Do we love what we do? Do we see purpose in what we do as URA officers or as Ugandans? The issue of patriotism, I think that pillar is addressed behind it. The officers of URA, do they walk into URA offices to make a buck for themselves, or do they look at it as a duty to collect money to run this country. Patriotism. Integrity, being true to ourselves. You as student leaders, are you people of integrity? Or is the tax society president of URA or general secretary or spokesperson has challenges of integrity within the university? Society monies cannot be properly accounted for, and you are the one threatening to enter URA and collect taxpayers' money. When society money is already having questions. Are you with me, colleagues? Integrity is very, very big. You do your part. It's a journey, it is a fight that we are internally grappling with as the Uganda Revenue Authority. And professionalism. Someone said you're smart, and I need to re-echo it. It is the impression you give me on the goal. And being smart is not about putting on a coat. Are you with me? It's not about, but whichever way you carry yourself, have you done the best with that? The conduct, how you address people, you present. When people look at you, they think you are. One time I was talking to a student leader, and the leader was telling me, Bwana Michael, people think we have money because he sees us as URA. So when we have an activity, they think we are going to fund it fully because as a URA tax society, the middle name is revenue. So we have the what? The money. You get it? So that, the confidence that you must give people, the confidence, how you carry yourself, they are very, very important. And we implore you, we ask you to really hold them high. We really ask you to hold them high. So key things, I think that we need to really take home are those. They are already here, and I may not need a presentation for those. But then looking at where we're going, there are opportunities that can help us to go ahead. If you look, and in my experience, if you look at the constituency that we represent, people are willing to look at tax information. People are thirsty for this information. The challenge that I meet as Michael Masembe with my colleagues in tax education is that at times this information is very complicated. You get it? People are ready to take it, but it's complicated. And I don't know whether some of you have been reaching out, have tried to start your conversations in English, and someone greets you in Luganda or in Runyachitara or in Acholi. So it means our communications must also go local. Don't go high on someone who you see, okay? When you greet someone, good morning, son, they're like, aniono, and then you just switch. You get it? So that is, the willingness is there from the people to have the information, but we must present the information in a way that is palatable, that is consumable. The content is there. We have the information as URA. We have the information. But the point is, how do we make it available? That is the question. Then the economy is still growing, and it's young, and so we must tap into that. There are economies, I shouldn't go far. If you look at the South African economy, they grow in, how do you, decimals, how do you call those numbers below 1? You get it? Our economy, if we have the opportunity that it can still grow in whole numbers and numbers above 1, just know there is opportunity in there, regardless of the shocks that the COVID left us with. But that's an opportunity. Then the digital platforms. The digital platforms are an opportunity for us to engage with some of you. We meet online, and it is an opportunity that we can use to extend the partnerships. Yours is a partnership with URA. We thank the universities that have opened the doors for us. Dear patrons, you don't know the gratitude that we have on your side. We know academic calendars are very tricky. At times you have URA programs and it is examinations time. You have this URA program and it is registration. There are those activities that come in. But there has been that flexibility that we have found with the administration. Colleagues, do you think our patrons don't have activities to do right now? Do you think this day was blank for them? You think they had nothing to do this day? So let's raise our hands and clap for our patrons who have come here on behalf.
Asante sana.
So when I'm talking about the partnerships and commitment, you do not have to look outside this room to understand what we are talking about. This is happening before we've even signed the MOUs that we talked about signing with the respective universities to have these tax societies. But for the greater good, the universities have permitted that we can, in the meantime, in the interim, start to work on certain things, okay? The young population and the collaboration that we can do. So this is what we are doing. These are the enablers that we have ready. The challenge that comes to URA is to, within itself, as the engine that is running everything, to make things possible where there are requirements for a little resourcing and we can come through. We will try to come through. We will try. Where there is need for resource persons, we will try. But I need to thread a disclaimer. Where we have requirements like for resource persons, and we are confident there is a university leader or a student from a university who has actually attended that program, we would like them to be the resource persons. We can come and sit there to attend to the Q&A and maybe give a little guidance. Are you with me? But the resource persons need to be, because your mind is already at a level where you can facilitate. You do research, okay? Your mind is already at a level where you can facilitate. So where you need resource persons, you shouldn't be asking you if a resource person, but for someone to maybe attend to the Q&A, but you must have the capacity, especially if you've undergone our VITAs, 1, 2, 3, to be able to facilitate on some of these. You walk through them maybe with some of our people in the respective stations next to you, and then you facilitate. Because even the resource persons that we send you from URA started somewhere. Okay? They start somewhere. So you must also cultivate that at that point. While that is, I also need to point you at where we are looking as URA. This year we were given an over 25 trillion collection target. Collection target over 25 trillion. If I split that into the 12 months, it means every month we have to collect around 2.1 trillion, isn't it? Above 2.2 trillion, that is how I can spread it. Above 2 trillion. Now, that money is really, really hard to collect, colleagues, and we need all your support to help us on that. If we all know URA has domestic taxes and customs, okay? The money that URA domestic taxes is collecting right now is the money that the whole of URA was collecting around 2016-17. The money that the entire URA was collecting around 2016-17, the whole URA is now only collected by one department. And customs has to collect like the rest. So the revenue targets are growing. If your country has a 49 trillion budget and you're only funding it with taxes at 25 trillion, Do you see the challenge that we have? If you can compare us as Uganda with the rest of our East African community peers, and we are faring that bad, that of every 100 shillings that is made in Uganda, we can only tax around 14 shillings. Are you with me, colleagues? Do you get the challenge that we have? The tax to GDP. That of every 100 shillings made in Uganda, we can only see 13 or 14 shillings. Let me just put it at 15, okay? We can only see 15 shillings that can be taxed. It becomes a big challenge. And so that is why you see interventions. You've heard of IFRIS? Yes? And DTS. When URA implemented the digital tracking solution, where we had around 200 manufacturers, importers, exporters of manufactured items, the number in a space of under 2-3 years shot up to over 500. Right now we are towards 1,000. Are you with me? That there were many manufacturers who were supplying inside the country, but they were not anywhere on the tax radar. Have you read the Anti-Illicit Alcohol Association in Uganda? There is an alcohol association in Uganda. The manufacturers, the Nile breweries, the UBL, the Ambience, those companies, they have a coalition. And what they are telling URA is, if you are taxing us and you are imagining we are the makers of genuine brew, where is this illegal booze killing people coming from? Have you heard of illegal, you get it, drinks? It means there are still many manufacturers of items illegal that do not pay tax that are in the market. So it's a challenge. It's a challenge, but why am I talking to you about this? Because some of you will become the accountants of these firms. Are you with me? Because you will be the lawmaker to legislate and guide us on how to properly confront this problem, or because you will be the one wearing the URA ID tomorrow as a tax administrator. And you will need to start to think about solutions to those problems. Uganda has a vision 2040. I usually refer to it. But in that vision, you people will be the taxpayers. In that vision, you will be the taxpayers. You're already taxpayers, but you will have matured into the large taxpayers at that time. You will be the lawmakers in Vision 2040. So we need to get you quickly into this wheel, such that you start driving its momentum, especially in regards to revenue. Because that Vision 2040 may not be realized if there is no revenue. The other thing that people never talk about that vision is the money to run the what? The vision. It is through taxes. And the guys to mobilize the taxes in 2040 are you. To legislate on the taxes are you. And to pay those taxes, you are the guys. So I would like to thank you very much for listening to me. And I would like to hand this back to our MC, Samuel, President Emeritus, Chambogo University, to lead us further into the discussion. Thank you very, very much.
Another asante sana for the manager. That is so weak. Asante sana. You know, there are some speeches or presentations where after the speaker has spoken or presented, they give him a standing ovation. Don't you think this is worthy a standing ovation? Can we give the next asante sana in a standing ovation? At once we get up, asante sana. Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Michael. This was insightful, challenging. I don't know how to sum it up. Okay? I remember the very first time I listened to Michael speak. I was still a student at Chambogo University. And the very, very first debate that we had, and he came in to address us, and I sat and listened at how articulate, collected, and calm, and how he spoke. I'm like, I need to aspire to be, even if at least half the man this gentleman is. And today I'm very privileged to be working with him and learning from him. Another asante sana for Michael. I hope we have learned something. I hope we have learned a lot of things, okay? So I want to welcome those who have just joined us. I know that members, I've been seeing members joining us. You're welcome to this AGM. I also want to welcome those that have joined us or continue to join us online. Yeah, you're welcome. This AGM will continue. We have a program, and we are going to continue. I want to recognize in a very special way, we have been joined with another patron, Dr. Henry. You're welcome. Asante sana. We will appreciate your presence with us. Like Mike has said, our patrons have a lot to do, but they leave it and come to be with us. That is, we can't take it for granted. I want to welcome as well our alumni, our other alumni who have joined us. I have seen Elvis in the house. Yeah, you're welcome, Elvis. Elvis is the president emeritus. He's going to, at some point, speak to us. He's an employee of UBOS at the moment. You're welcome. Thank you for sparing time to join us. And I have seen Samantha. Yes, Samantha right there. She's from Tax Society Mobs. She's an employee of URA with us, and we thank you for joining us. There are many more who are from tax societies, and they are employed here, but they are in different offices, and they have not been able to come. There are also other colleagues who are employees here, and they're from tax societies, members, leaders, and they're here with us. And there's with us also my namesake, Samuel. I want to recognize your presence. You're welcome. He also is an employee, and he's from tax societies. So you realize that tax societies is actually producing employees in URA. I'll tell you my experience. When I first walked in here as a student, definitely, I got used to being here, and when time came for the interview, I remember I had an oral interview in this place, and I came. People were scared. People were shaking. But sort of, I think because of the experience that I'd had with this institution, I was very calm. And I did my interviews, and I was successful. So your presence in this kind of meeting, you're offering yourself to lead, to be part of this, the knowledge that you get in this presentation, it will help you when that time comes, for instance, if you are in that line. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, I want to make very critical announcements, and I want us to pay attention to this. One, I want to inform you that I hope you have all signed on the attendance list if you're in this place. Has everyone signed? Everyone signed on the attendance list? Has everyone signed? No one has signed? Okay, has anyone not signed? Okay, there are 2 attendance lists, and I hope you have signed on both of them. Okay.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. In line with this communication, I needed to make it straight myself. Have we all signed on 2 attendance lists. We signed on one. Secondly, those, if we all signed, have we all submitted the mobile money numbers that are in the names you signed with? For example, I'm Andrew. My number is 771 and the rest, but it is in the name of Samuel. So if that mobile money number is not in your names, you should declare now. Because when we send and that money bounces, we may never, it will take us time, kindly. So that we are sorted, right? Okay, what you are going to do, we shall be passing around another registration list. Now on that registration list, you check the list with your university instead of signing with your name. Now this time you sign with a name that is in the mobile money number, and you also put the number again, right? Okay, thank you so much.
Before you go, is that clear? Do you have any question in that regard? Because that's very sensitive. Thank you, Andrew, for coming to clarify on that. Yes.
Let us all sign again, this time with a name that is in the mobile money number. You also submit the number, right? Okay.
Okay, I trust that is crystal clear. All right? Okay. All right, I think Andrew has made that very clear. Now, let me request us to get up, stand up. Okay. It's healthy to not sit for a long time. It's good to stand up. We have some scientists here. Okay? So this is a health break. And I want to offer a present to someone who can entertain us in 1 minute. Eh? Is there anyone? Is there anyone? Is there anyone? And if you're not, me, I will. Now that gentleman is Anna one. Please come. Please come. Our theme today is about our very first core value as URA. Okay, now, let me pick it up from him. Now, these are the instructions. Okay? Do as I say, not do not do as I do. Are we ready? Do I repeat the instructions? Do as I say, do not do as I do. 1, 2, 3, we go. Do as I say, not do as I do. Clap your hands. Touch your knees. Touch your head. Touch your head. Touch your legs. I'm seeing some people touching their head when I say legs. Okay, let's try again. Touch your shoulders. Touch your shoulders. Now your legs. And now your head. And now your head. Okay. You may have your seats. I trust that we are now alert, and please, if you need to use the washroom, please That's going to be, whenever you need. And the washroom is downstairs, okay? You'll ask, they'll direct you, okay? So you'll excuse yourself privately and go and use the washroom. We're going to proceed with our program because our time is fast spent. Okay, we're going to have a session ahead. It's ahead. She's asking if she can ask about the presentation or give feedback. But on our program, I don't know if all of you have the program, we have a session that is talking about feedback. So in that, please, I ask you kindly, write or prepare your feedback, your questions about the presentation, about anything, about the taxes, about URA, about tax society, about anything about in this regard. Please prepare your questions. When that session comes, we are going to have that session. Okay, are we together? Are we together? Okay, now we shall proceed to the next program on the agenda. And I want to take this opportunity to welcome remarks from the leaders' representative. I know we have all leaders, and there's a representative that's going to speak to on behalf of us, and I trust that his remarks are going to be representative to all of us. So let me take this opportunity to welcome Mr. Emmanuel Odo, His Excellency. Please, you're welcome to give the remarks on behalf of the leaders of the Tax Society. Karib Sana. That is so small. Karib Sana. Okay, the floor is yours, sir.
Thank you, MC. How are we? Okay. The guest of honor, in his absentia, senior management team, the Assistant Commissioner, Public and Corporate Affairs Division, the Public and Corporate Affairs team present, Tax Society patrons present, invited guests, the University Tax Society leaders, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It's afternoon already. Thank you. I'd like to thank our previous speaker, Mr. Michael. The first time I met Mr. Michael was at Kololo, who had the Avest Money Expo. I remember he came and sat behind us, and I actually didn't know he was the manager at tax education. So we carried on with our discussions and all that. Then he raised up his hand to give us an idea of how we were supposed to run the day. And then I remember the thing he told us was that that most of the tax he has learned is through sessions like this. So I hope we are taking this session very seriously and taking down or noting down the points. On behalf of the Tax Society leaders, I feel distinguished to stand before you today. As a team, we have realized remarkable achievements in the same spirit. We have also sailed through our challenges. I am proud to say that together, we have served this nation with patriotism and integrity. I hope we can all testify to that. I would like to extend my profound appreciation also to Uganda Revenue Authority through the Public and Corporate Affairs Division for sustaining the university outreach initiative. I would like us to give Asante Sana for that. Asante Sana. It is a platform that we have learned to be of better value to Uganda and also better leaders to our communities. You have seen us through mentorship. Thank you so much, Public and Corporate Affairs Division. Capacity building, you've also supported us financially, and efforts in making sure that our mandate is realized. We don't take this lightly. Thank you so much. In a similar gesture, I would like to thank our various universities represented by our patrons. Patrons, we are really, really grateful for what you're doing for us. Thank you so much. I would also like to thank the university leaders. That is, of course, you people who are in this room today. I know you're doing a great job. It's not easy, like Mr. Michael earlier on said, that none of us is being paid, but you're dedicating yourself to serve. I really appreciate you so much. Over the years, Tax Society has taken root, and with combined efforts, notable success has been registered. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me take you through our achievements. Over the years, creation of 9 new tax societies. I think they should be here in this room. These were registered and launched to concretize tax education in universities. These include Makerere Business School, Jinja. I can proudly say I was honored to take part in that launch. Then there's Bustema University, Arapai campus. Also, a series of tax education training programs through the administrations, 17 tax societies in partnership with Uganda Revenue Authority organized the voluntary income tax assistance programs. I think most of us have been part of this as well. Yes. That saw about 3,325 students benefit from this program and were equipped with skills in TIN registration, return filing, and IFRIS, and among others. We have also managed to have tax Katale programs. I think most of us have participated in these as well. Tax Katale programs, universities such as Kabale, Makerere Business School, Nakawa, have exhibited their patriotism in mobilizing revenue for national development in the areas of Chireka, and among others. The Tujenge outreaches. The Tujenge outreaches, this is a new outreach initiative that has enabled tax society members, such as those in Islamic University, Uganda Matters University Mbale, Uganda Matters University, then we also have Bustema University, among others, to not only participate directly in revenue mobilization, but also to learn practical business skills. Tax awareness drives, clinics and workshops, tax societies at Muni University, Arua, Bustema University, Makerere Business School and Chambogo organized tax clinics and bazaars that saw new members at campus introduced to tax as part of their obligations when they grow up. We have also had mass-wide country revenue mobilization drives. These have included initiatives such as domestic revenue mobilization strategy. We have also had stakeholder engagements. I think those in Barara can testify to this. I think the Women's Forum that was there. Those in MOOBS can testify to the Kololo Harvest Money Expo. Then, ladies and gentlemen, I can confirm that tax societies are a great pillar in nurturing the young generation towards future voluntary compliance as revenue mobilization. However, in the process of executing some of these activities, we have come across some challenges that I would like to share with you today. Limited resourcing to universities. Most of you can testify to this. Before we came in, I was talking to a few of my colleagues and they were telling me that raising finances have become a big issue. This has stretched the ability of tax societies to rally the youth behind the cause of revenue mobilization. This is visible with several planned activities that have not taken place due to resource constraints. Then we have also had inadequate support from the university administration. Given the environment that we operate in, it gets hard to receive full support from
from the university administration. It is our hope that as new leaders assume office, areas of improvement on how we can relate with the university leadership is one of the areas we can focus on. Then difficulty, we have also had some difficulty in mobilization of the youth. You know, it's not easy to mobilize some of these colleagues of ours to turn up for some of these activities. I was also sharing with my colleagues from Jinja campus. They told me at least now there's some improvement when it comes to the turn up, but it was not really good. This is mainly reflected through a gap in the linkage between the youth and initiatives implemented. So you realize that there's a very big gap between the initiatives that are being implemented by Uganda Revenue Authority and the youth, because sometimes we have different interests in different things. Most of us are interested in particular different things. But I hope when we go back, we can encourage our members to engage in some of these tax education activities. Then on a positive note, during our tax education initiative in communities, especially the universities, we have come across rich recommendations to Uganda Revenue Authority that we hope can boost the performance of tax societies and subsequently impact on domestic revenue mobilization strategies of Uganda Revenue Authority. The Voluntary Income Tax Assistance Program should further roll out to other university tax societies in the next financial year. In partnership with the university through the business faculties, this program can be entrenched in the university course outline so that each business student rolls out of the university and shall be having skills to support voluntary compliance. This is one of the easiest ways to reduce tax illiteracy among taxpayers. With the wave of COVID-19, tax societies were hit, given the value from these societies, it's only prudent that a countrywide university tax society revisit plan is implemented. This will help tax societies that have since bowed down re-energize and strategize towards the new revenue, Uganda Revenue Authority strategic direction. Then we also came up with a recommendation that there should be decentralization of tax education. Uganda Revenue Authority should develop a roadmap on how to implement tax education at regional level so that knowledge of taxation is not stationed within the central region. As Mr. Michael was illustrating here, the statistics were clearly showing that most of the activities are being centered in the central region. Yes. As tax societies, we need to liaise at the regional level to support tax education initiative simultaneously. Enhancement of facilitation to tax societies as they carry on their mandate in the communities. This come through tools of execution such as branding, banners, tax education literature, approved society t-shirt designs. I think I have seen the members of Jinja, MUBS campus, try and come up with some creative ideas to brand themselves. But this is also something that perhaps Uganda Revenue Authority could come in and help us so that we are all uniform. I'm sure we will be glad to see if tomorrow we are all wearing maybe a shirt with a label, you are a tax society, that every executive across the country will be putting on. Lastly, but not least, Ugandan Revenue Authority needs to support the young people in these tax societies on providing internship programs. We have realized that over the years, internship programs or internship placements are getting harder by the time to get. It's almost coming like, it's more or less like employment at the moment. So this is something that I would like to address it to Uganda Revenue Authority, if they could look into it as well. Then, ladies and gentlemen, there is need to subsequently provide leadership and guidance to the teams we lead back in our universities. Therefore, today, or whenever you go back, as we return to our respective universities, there is a take-home message for us as well. Drive our efforts towards more activities that speak about revenue mobilization. Yes, there's a reason as to why the societies were formed. It's not just about, let's move away from just speaking the tax language. Let's reach out there to some of these clients and then try and support them, not only in regards to compliance with Uganda Revenue Authority, but also I believe most of us have the business skills that can help grow some of these businesses. Let's give them the appropriate advice. Let's encourage them to move forward with compliance. Then another thing, another take home for today, I would like to encourage us to really leverage on partnerships. Over the years, Uganda Revenue Authority has exhibited the value in rallying partners towards achieving revenue collection. This, I think, we can all testify. As offsprings of Uganda Revenue Authority, there is need to pick a leave and leverage collaborations and partnerships with several university associations, stakeholders, and key players in the economy, not only to drive revenue mobilization messages, but also to build capacity among us, as well as tapping into opportunities that come with networking. We all know that today, the world is all about networking. That's why I think at the start, Mr. MC, thank you so much for building that, for helping people build some of their networks in here. Yes. This, I can testify that it's evident with Makerere. I think Makerere Business School Ginger has partnered with Busoga Business Community. I would also like to encourage the rest of us to build leverage on these partnerships. I think Makerere Business School Nakawa is also working on a number of partnerships. I would also like to there are so many stakeholders out there we can engage with. I believe some of them are as well willing to give us some funding where necessary. With all that said, I welcome the new leaders and encourage them to lead with patriotism, integrity, and professionalism. The core values of URA are very clear. Thank you so much for listening. May God bless you. May God bless the Republic of Uganda. Emmanuel Gerard Adoko. Thank you so much.
Asante sana. Asante sana again. Yeah, Mr. President, before you actually go, you know, sometime I got a privilege to give a speech. And when I finished, someone told me something. So he said, you're a scarecrow. And I said, I felt offended. I'm like, what does that even mean? You know? So he said, yeah, you are outstanding in the field. So, do we get it? So, I am supposed to say you are a scarecrow, sir. You are outstanding in the field of speech. Thank you very much. Let's give him another round of applause. Asante sana. You know, giving a speech, they say there are 3 types of speeches. There's one you wish to give, there's one you prepare to give, and there's one you actually give. And usually the third is the worst. And his third was very good. Yes? It was an excellent speech. Thank you, sir. That's awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome or recognize our former president. He's an alumni. He has just joined us. Mr. Chige Jacob. Please, let's see you wave to us. He's former president of UCU, and he served these tax societies with diligence and excellence. And in the same way, I want to welcome my colleague and my friend as well, former president of Makerere University, Mark Owen. Please. Yeah, he's a staff as well in this institution, and we joined together with Mark when I was joining this institution. So, again, I want to say, tax society alumni in this institution are growing. We want to see you join us, perhaps in the near future. Okay? Okay. I want to recognize something. Can we see the outgoing leaders? The president has just spoken. Outgoing leaders, by show of hands. The outgoing leaders, awesome. The incoming leaders? The incoming leaders? Awesome, awesome. This is wonderful to have either, both of the groups. I know that whether you're in the university or outside the university, you still have a mandate to do tax education to ensure that we're having voluntary compliance. I get calls on a daily, and something that is as basic as possible that I have learned through these engagements, and someone doesn't know out there. So the information that we get here, it is upon us to relay it out there if we are going to impact and develop Uganda together. Hello? Are we together? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to take this opportunity to welcome the next presenter or the next person to speak to us. And we have several societies, tax societies patrons. And I want to take this opportunity to welcome Dr. Frederick Chijambu Nsambu to represent the patrons and give his remarks unto this audience. You're welcome, Doctor. Karibu sana.
So how are you, ladies and gentlemen? How are you, ladies and gentlemen? You are not ladies, so as others are not gents. I'm trying to sanitize here so that you may hear me. Okay. When I was coming, Andrew told me that you are going to have a presentation. Then I suffered from where to start and where to end. But when I looked at the program, they said remarks. Said, hey, now should I start with the presentation and then concentrate on remarks? So that was a Pandora box. But I request that you listen and learn to listen rather than hearing. One, when I grow up, I want to be like Mr. Masembe. So the way he speaks, the way he talks. Of course, I'm still younger than him. I pray that I grow and become like him. That is very interesting. Now, I'm lucky. I'm going to give remarks basing on his third, we call it third output, performance indicators. Okay? He was talking about collaboration and internship. If you look at it, what do you see? Of course, I'm an academician. I expect some interaction. Of course, even if you don't raise up your hand and you nod, I look at the faces, then I know that some of you have the answers, okay? So, collaboration, what is it? I looked at several definitions of collaboration. There are several, but I picked one. Referring to this. The other one was a puzzle. Okay? You saw it. All pieces are equally important if it is a collaboration, if it is to be valuable. Okay? The puzzle will not be complete if one item is missing. So if we are collaborating with URA, we are collaborating with the community, we are collaborating with other universities, all are equally important. Okay? Collaboration itself is an act. It is a process of training. Okay? Collaboration, may repeat, is an act or a process. Because when we talk of a process, these people who do IT, they call it a system, ecosystem. Okay? There must be some inputs and certain outputs there. In collaboration, we are trying to build an ecosystem. I'm going to base on these performance indicators to see where we are, okay? And how far we have gone. That's when you will know where we are and how far we have gone. And then we try to improve. Okay? And I will request that you will answer these questions silently. Okay? Look at partnership. The president mentioned it. Are we partnering? With who? He said we should build networks, but which networks? Okay? Shared values. Do we all have shared values? Okay? Mr. Masimbe talked about the goals of URA, that they are here. Sorry, I'm talking disclaimer, I'm an academician. However much you talk, I cannot fail to comment on something. The good thing you told me, remarks. Remarks are comments. I request that you accept them in good faith. He said the goals of URA is to increase revenue. And they see that the challenge is human. But for us in finance, we say we have the human aspects of governance. One of them is goal coincidence. The goals of the workers of URA, they come here to earn money. The goals of URA itself is to make money, collect revenue. I normally use this example of goal coincidence and goal congruence with these people. The saloon, those people you see in the saloon, okay? The owner of the saloon is always seated there. And what do they normally do? Eating fruits. And this girl making hair is taking colored water. Sooner or later, that girl will go and start another salon somewhere. And this one will start complaining. Why? Shared values. Are they the same? You are talking of corruption. Why corruption? Why is it there? Why? You must solve the cause, not the symptom. Okay? I was sharing with somebody, so I will be diverting a bit to deliver. Public service abolished non-wage allowances to all public servants. What does it mean? That if you are doing like me and you are getting certain allowance, responsibility allowance, it is scrapped off, effective April. Now, if you don't have integrity, what will happen? Coincidence. Now, coincidence in our collaboration with students. What do students expect? What are you expecting from them? They have mentioned it. Internship. That is all. Yes, vita is very important. But I normally ask, when do you take a decision? When is, unfortunately, I never heard of a marketer, but I had the statisticians, okay? Those who are doing marketing, I've not heard them. When do you take a decision to go and spread the gospel of taxation? When do you start saying, I'm going to marry this man, or I'm going to buy this shirt? Have you ever asked yourself, when do you take that decision? Normally such decisions are taken when someone is excited. Okay? I normally give an example of my sister Goretti so that you may deliver, okay? Goretti, we went on a wedding. We are very all happy. And Goretti told me, do you know? I said, I don't know. You wait for mine, you will see it. I said, hey, for me I passed through ages. The following morning, I asked Goretti, do you have a boyfriend? He said, no, I'm still looking for one. Now you are waiting for one. If there was a man at that moment in time and said, I'm willing, in Mbarara University of Science and Technology, we normally have community outreach. We bring students here purposely to take decisions. That is all. When they are here, they are all excited. And then I start asking, can you be a tax agent? He said, can I miss this? When we are there, we ask them, can you be a tax agent? No. Tax pinches. Have you ever received an injection? All of us. Whenever you talk over an injection, even if you're a doctor, start saying, is it going to be intra or this one? The moment they say this, you start shaking. So is tax. It pinches. Even those collecting it, it pinches them. So when should you take a decision to be a tax agent? So as the president said, internship is paramount. You deliver the message. You have so many branches in this country. The moment they go there, it is enough. When you are facilitating a SCUDA system, at times we take them to Mutukula, Customs Business Center. Then they say, I thought a SCUDA is something like a machine. So it is a system. So, where have you reached sustainability? As far as our collaboration is concerned, are we meeting the goals of the student? Or we are only looking at the goals of URA? Yes, you did a good job. I saw them being employed here. And somebody mentioned it. I entered confidently. Why? Because he has never come here. What about those who never came here? He said they fidgeted and shied away. Now, you said the gender balance. You said this ministry there is equity. Why can't you do equity? Okay? So, leadership, we are in that. Of course, this is what I have explained. Membership characteristics. Now I'm on ourselves. We are in collaboration. Do you have mutual respect? Do you have self-respect for yourself and then others? Because you cannot have integrity when you don't have self-respect. This one is very difficult, but I decided to leave it there. Understanding. Is it measurable? Trust. You cannot have integrity if you are not trusted. However, in accounting, we say trust is very good, but control is better. You can look for something which is best. Okay? So don't get scared when they asked, have you registered? Have you put your name there? This one echoed. That is control. And that is membership. Okay? Appropriate cross-section of members. Appropriate. When you were here, they tried to tell you mix up. And so people resistant. But I said to my colleague, change is gradual. Easy. They will change. And they have changed. Okay? Change is always gradual, members. In every society. As a tax person, as a human being. Compromise, ability to compromise. When you are collaborating, you must have that ability. When you are in that marriage of yours, some of you are going to get married. You have to follow that. Because collaboration is partnership. Okay? I'm going to try to summarize as much as possible. They are just 6 slides. Okay? Now, this process, what are outcomes? Okay? We have multiple layers in decision making. The president mentioned that they don't receive adequate support from the university. Now I'm not the patron, now I'm the dean of the faculty. Which support do you want? Be precise, hit the nail on the top. Okay? And be selective of the words you are using. When you say adequate, what do you mean exactly? And when you come to me and I send you away, don't complain. It is like a housewife telling his husband that, darling, sweet, I love you so much, don't come late in the night. What do you do? Hopefully you are marriage material. You have told the husband, I love you so much, don't come late in the night. And you will say it. What do? You are the husband. You come late. And we said you are allowed to have ability to compromise, and you? What do you do? Are you not a marriage material? You are. What do you do? And they will tell you. I'm trying to answer his question.